Disclaimer: before we dive into this chilling tale, please remember that this story is a work of fiction created for your entertainment. While it may feel real, any similarities to actual events are purely coincidental. Viewer discretion is advised. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride, if you dare. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to stay updated with all our latest content. Let's dive in. Welcome to the chilling tale of The Shadows of Green Hollow, a story that will take you through the twists and turns of deception, buried secrets, and a truth so shocking it will leave you questioning everything. Green Hollow was the kind of town where nothing ever seemed to happen. Nestled deep in the Appalachian hills, it was a place where secrets were whispered rather than spoken, and neighbors claimed to know each other well. But as it turns out, no one really knew anyone at all. Our story begins on a crisp October morning. The fog hung low over the hollow, clinging to the tops of the sycamores like ghostly fingers. Sheriff Eddie Colton, a man who had seen everything but rarely let it show, was sipping his coffee in the station when the call came in. A young woman, Jessica Mayfield, was missing. She had been last seen walking home from her late-night shift at the diner 2 days earlier. Her car was still parked at the diner's lot and her phone was turned off. Her mother, a quiet woman named Linda, had been pacing her living room all night before finally calling the authorities. Sheriff Colton figured she'd turn up. Most of them did. But as the hours stretched into days, Jessica's disappearance became the talk of Green Hollow. Flyers were stapled to every telephone pole, and search parties scoured the woods, but there was no trace of her. Then came the first twist. A week after Jessica went missing, a hunter stumbled upon her phone in the woods. It was smashed, but the SIM card was intact. When the police extracted the data, they found her last recorded location, a secluded cabin deep in the forest, a place that didn't show up on any maps. The cabin was a relic of the town's past, abandoned decades ago when a reclusive family called the Harvelles mysteriously vanished. The stories about them were the stuff of local legend, whispers of dark rituals, and a supposed hidden fortune. Sheriff Colton led a team to the cabin. Inside, they found a disturbing scene. A single chair in the center of the room, ropes frayed on the floor, and strange symbols carved into the walls. But no Jessica. Then came another twist. Forensic analysis revealed something odd. The carvings on the walls weren't just random symbols, they were coordinates. When the coordinates were traced, they led to a spot by the Green Hollow River. It was there that the search teams uncovered Jessica's scarf, tangled in the roots of a tree. Nearby, they found something even more chilling, a shallow grave. But the body inside wasn't Jessica's. It was a man, long dead, his remains partially mummified by the cold, damp earth. He was identified as Ethan Harvelle, the youngest son of the Harvelle family, missing for nearly 40 years. His skull bore a single gunshot wound. Now, the investigation took a darker turn. Who killed Ethan? And why did the clues to his body surface now, of all times? The sheriff began digging into the Harvelle family history, uncovering a web of old grudges and unspoken truths. But things escalated when Linda Mayfield, Jessica's mother, showed up at the station with a box of old photos. In one photo, a teenage Jessica stood next to an older man, smiling at a 4th of July barbecue. Linda identified the man as Paul Harvelle, Ethan's older brother and the last known member of the Harvelle family. He had returned to Green Hollow 2 years ago and kept a low profile, running a small antique store on Main Street. Sheriff Colton brought Paul in for questioning, but the man denied knowing anything about Jessica. "I've never met her," he claimed, his voice trembling. But the sheriff wasn't convinced. When they searched Paul's store, they found a hidden compartment beneath the floorboards. Inside was a journal belonging to Ethan Harvelle, detailing the family's descent into madness. Ethan wrote about a pact his father made with a mysterious figure, someone who promised wealth and power in exchange for something unnamed. The journal ended abruptly, with Ethan planning to confront his father the night he disappeared. Just when it seemed the pieces were coming together, Jessica walked into the station. She was alive, but barely. Disheveled and trembling, she claimed to have escaped from the cabin. "They kept me there," she whispered, "but it wasn't Paul." The room fell silent as Jessica recounted her ordeal. She spoke of a shadowy figure, someone who had lured her to the woods with promises of answers about her father, a man she had never known. She was drugged and restrained, but she overheard them talking about the Harvelle family and the secrets they had buried. The final reveal was nothing short of jaw-dropping. Jessica's biological father was none other than Ethan Harvelle. She had been drawn into this nightmare as part of a twisted game orchestrated by Paul, who had discovered her existence and believed she knew the location of the family's hidden fortune. But the real shock came when DNA evidence linked Paul to the gun used to kill Ethan all those years ago. He had silenced his brother to claim the fortune for himself, but never found it. When Jessica began digging into her family history, Paul saw her as a threat and orchestrated her abduction to uncover what she might know. Paul was arrested, and Jessica began the slow process of healing. The Harvelle fortune was never found, but Sheriff Colton suspected it was better that way. Green Hollow, once a sleepy town, would never be the same. And as the last of the autumn leaves fell, the cabin in the woods stood silent once more, its shadows stretching long, as if still holding secrets of their own. Thank you for joining us for this story. Remember, in the quietest of towns, the loudest secrets often lie just beneath the surface. Until next time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might find it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.